I'm going to start up with 1 minute of mindfulness. Yes. So, sit straight. And if you feel comfortable, just close your eyes. And for 1 minute, just be still. Just feel your breath going in and out. And take notice of your thoughts that are coming and going. You may register a sound that's also coming and going. And just be here for a moment. Be present in this room. Feel your neck and your shoulders, your stomach, legs on your chair, the feet on the ground. Open your eyes again. Welcome, everybody. Hi, good to see you all. My name is Klaartje. I'm going to be your host today. I want to ask you to switch off your phones. And I'm going to be here until 5 minutes to 5. We don't have a break. Feel free to go to the bathroom if you need to. I'm a lawyer. I'm a criminal lawyer and a mediator. And since about 2 years, I've been teaching mindfulness and law together with Maike, Steen. And it was about 2 years and a half ago that I met Charlie, who's in the back here. And I was Googling mindfulness and law just because I was curious to see if there was any connection between mindfulness and law. Why not? I mean, mindfulness is such a normal word these days, why not? So I figured out at Berkeley, University of California, there is this initiative called Mindfulness in Law. It's about integrating mindfulness in the work of lawyers. It's about being attentive, being aware of what you're doing, about being compassionate. Charlie and Maike will tell you more about it. And I felt so happy that there's a different way of doing our work. It doesn't have to all be very harsh. And we can also talk about stuff like forgiveness. And you know what? There's even more people around that want to talk to you about this, because here you are. So I met Charles, I sent him an email, I said, why don't we do something like this in Amsterdam? He said, fine. And you know what? I was actually planning on coming to Amsterdam anyway, so let's organize a workshop. So 2014, there he was. We were here as well, and this is how it all started in Amsterdam. And together with Maike, we started a 4-week course. And Maike, I want to invite you to the floor to tell us a little bit more about mindfulness and law at this university. Thank you.
I think it's fine without. Well, good afternoon, dear attendees and dear Charles and Susan. I would like to welcome you all, and I'm very, very pleased that so many students and people who work in legal practice are here today. And I would like to give a special welcome to Charles Halpern, who's here for the second time, as Klaartje already said, and inspired so many of us to develop a new approach to law practice. And thank you so much for making time in your busy schedule. 2 years ago, in October 2014, we were in another room, in the faculty with more than 100 people, not only listening to your lecture, Charles, but also meditating. And I still remember that moment when I had to pinch my arm. Was it true? Were we really meditating with 100 lawyers in the law faculty that is supposed to be the bastion of reason? Yes, we were. And by then, I did not really know what mindfulness meant or what the link would be to law practice. But what I did know was from my own experience as a criminal lawyer, is that in law school does a good job at training you to think like a lawyer and to spot issues. It does a good job in legal research, to draft legal documents and to put together a legal argument. But there are so many practical things that law school doesn't teach you, and especially a number of soft skills, like how to handle conflict in a constructive way, or how to forgive, she said, how to be present without immediately judgment, or analyzing what you just heard, or how to be compassionate towards yourself and towards others. Around that time, I became a tutor of a group of first-year students, and just after they entered law school, I spoke to them about their motivation, why they chose to study law. And the majority said that they wanted to study law to improve the world. Beautiful. 1 year later, I spoke to them again about their results and about how they liked their study. And I was surprised. They seemed jaded, stressed, and a bit disappointed about the amount of rules they had to learn. And they had difficulties in seeing how this would contribute to their initial goal. And I realized that we teachers often said in class, no, we don't want to hear your opinion, your personal feelings about the case. We want you to base it on the law. So please go back to the law, go back to the jurisprudence and reformulate your answer. Okay, this is a bit exaggerated, but I do think we teach our students too little to rely on their intuition or heart instead of their head. And both are important in our personal life, but also in our professional life. And that is where mindfulness can help, I believe. As Charles pointed out so clearly in his former lecture, and I'm sure also today, mindfulness is a good tool for lawyers, for prosecutors, for judges and other professionals to do their work with greater attention and compassion, which can lead to more creative solutions. And being a more effective and empathetic lawyer can help you to stay healthy and satisfied in a working field, as we all know, which has a lot of challenges and stress. That is why I decided to join the project Klaartje and her companion Freeke started, and to set up a course, Mindfulness in Law, here at the University of Amsterdam. And we designed a 4-week course, and it consists of a combination of meditation practices and inquiry, and examples from our own law practice. And the program is as follows. In week 1, we give our students an introduction to mindfulness in law, and it's around the theme attention. And the second week is about stress, and then we relate to the challenges in the life of the students. And in the third week, the theme is compassion. That means self-compassion, but also compassion for others. And then we conclude the course with ethics and wisdom. And then we look closer to the values that are important for our students and how they can act according to these values in their personal life and future profession. And with this design of the course, the journey started. And the last 2 years, three groups of 20 students did this course. And every time I am moved by the openness and curiosity of the students about a subject which you can easily criticize on. It is this quality of young people that makes me love working with students. One student, who is also in the room today, I saw her, wrote about the last course, I apply the guidelines for a more positive and open attitude to life, full of compassion for ourselves and others on a daily basis, and I will never forget it. It is this kind of feedback that strengthens us in our belief that this course is a meaningful complement in law school. And our goal is accomplished if we can plant a small seed in students' minds during law school, and so that they will develop these qualities and bring it into practice when they enter the working field. And I wish the same for those amongst you who are here for the first time, and that this workshop will feed your curiosity. And I'm therefore very happy to give you the floor, Charles, and I will ask you to inspire us to look to look at our work and to look at ourselves in a different way. So please come forward. Do you need a microphone? Or no?
Thank you, Maike. Well, I want to thank Klaartje and Maike for this kind introduction. And also I want to thank them for picking up what I tried to introduce in our conversations 2 years ago and turning it into a program in the law school, and now turning it into another opportunity for me to speak to other students and other lawyers about mindfulness and law. I want to tell you about what we've been doing in the United States, where mindfulness and law has had some presence now for almost 20 years. And also to talk about mindfulness and law as in general, as a way of that lawyers can enrich their professional lives and become more effective as functioning professionals, whether they're lawyers or prosecutors or judges, how this can be helpful in making them more effective, and also how it can help them deal with the built-in stresses that most lawyers and judges and prosecutors find to be endemic in the work that they do. A few things. First, can you hear me in the back of the room? Yes. All right. If I'm dropping my voice, or if some of you have hearing issues, just raise your hand and I'll try to speak more loud. And the other thing I want to just say right at the beginning is I'd like that each of you do an experiment with this session we have. We're going to be together for 2 hours this afternoon. And I want each of you to make this an experiment in mindfulness. So let's be together in a mindful way. And what that means is to be fully present, fully attentive in this room for this period of time. And as feelings arise or thoughts pass through your mind wanders to what you did yesterday or what you're planning on doing tomorrow, you gently bring your mind back to this present moment. Let go of those ideas without pushing them away, but just come back to this moment here together. You may have some feelings of anxiety about a test that you have to take or an oral argument that you have to give in an appellate court. You see that anxiety arise, and let that feeling, observe it with interest and curiosity, and let it go, and come back to be in this room together.